Gwyn and I are on our first leg of our drive down to Cape Town from Pretoria. We've collected our high-mileage Landcruiser and it's needed in Cape Town, so the work on it can begin to prepare it for long-distance African overland touring. Our first stop is a small town called Clarens, a town that we used to escape to for weekends with our children. A lot has changed in the 10 years that we've been gone.
So we've arrived at our B&B and there's load shedding. No lights. So I have no idea how long the lights are going to be off. They've provided a light, that's it.
I brought a lantern.
Millions of people around the world live with this every day, so let's not whine.
We have decided to stay here an extra night, so a bit of a chill day, and amongst with chilling, shopping and exploring the village of Clarens, I've got a couple of things to do here to prepare our vehicle for the trip. So I should point out right now, there are a few, I wouldn't say problems. Yeah, it's not actually very nice to drive at all, and I need to sort some things out.
My kids played in Clarens. This was their place, and they will be, as I think, shocked, surprised as we are in how things have changed.
Nothing sums up Clarence's commercialization and the change that has taken place here more than this.
And as we wander around the lovely little shops of Clarens, we cannot help but stumble upon the soundtrack that is commercialism.
Yeah, that sort of
elevator music, and lovely little shops with lots of things to spend on for absolutely no reason at all. And the other soundtrack is clearly evident. Generators. Must be load shedding. It is very common in villages in Africa to have the soundtrack a mixture of people shouting, people selling, people talking, and of course you've got a vehicle, car, and with a really nice sound system that's actually worth more than the car, blaring out. Sometimes two of them park right next to each other. I didn't see that soundtrack ever happening here in Clarens. And filter coffee, not their normal cappuccino because of
load shedding.
Church bells, that's
from the Dutch Reform.
Dutch Reform Church in the just off the main road. Nice that some things haven't changed. I don't like shopping, especially malls, can't stand them, but I do like little villages. And it seems Gwyn does too.
Haven't finished shopping.
I want one of these mugs.
This is Clarence's old bookstore.
And what are we going to look for?
Andrew's old book. Apparently it's here.
No. I'm long forgotten.
They've run out. The lady said that she used to sell all our books and maps, but they've finally run out. I'm sorry. You can't buy one.
I'll be all right.
You'll be all right.
To begin with the seats, they have obviously been re-upholstered, but they haven't been re-padded. And after a 3-hour drive yesterday, we were both in pain. They're not good, but there is nothing I can do about that. What I can do something about is the steering wheel. It has been polished, it's shiny as you can see, but it's also a little bit soft, it's squishy. And there's another quality that it has about it which is difficult for me to put in words, other than to say it's a bit I have bought some tools for the work that I need to do now, but also these tools will stay in the vehicle. They are cheap. I wasn't about to spend a lot of money on really expensive tools that I will use so infrequently that these are perfectly adequate. What did I say? Cheap and, well, not that cheerful, but cheap. This is the one that I took out of my V8 Troopy in Australia. I thought I would bring it because, well, I noticed in the pictures that the steering wheel is a bit, so I can just replace it. However, things are never as simple as you think they're going to be. I need special tools to do it. So I will do that as part of the work when we get to Cape Town. Wynn's Dash. It's a dash cleaner, and it's got a fresh piney smell. Actually, it's not a particularly nice smell. It smells like one of those car air fresheners. However, it's mighty better than this, and it's really strong. It's really strong in here, the smell. I have fitted armrests. All right. I have another armrest here for the middle. Armrests just make a massive difference. I don't know what I'm going to be able to do about the rattling in here. I've got an idea of something that I think that I can improve it a bit, but it's very, very noisy inside the cab. And because it's so noisy inside the cab, it increases fatigue, but we'll work around that. This, though, is a very nice centre armrest, something a bit special.
I collected it yesterday while passing through Johannesburg.
Really, really good. I like it very much. This is my third one that I've had.
But I'm not going to be able to fit this either. I need more tools.
So I won't be able to use it as an armrest because I need an angle grinder. There's a bracket. I remember now, cut away the bracket, and then there's an inspection hatch. Take that off, and then you can use the inspection hatch to actually tie down the bracket. It's really, really easy. But I need an angle grinder, and I don't have tools. I've just got these very basic tools. So what I do want to do, though, is I'm going to do something with it. So perhaps I can jam a pillow or something between this seat and that seat to hold it down so it doesn't move like this. And then Gwyn will be able to just reach into it. That is actually an easy fix. That's what I'm going to do. Right, so I bought a variation of bits and pieces, not knowing exactly what I would find when I got here. And that's the power box. So basically that is the power box that I have to link to the start battery. And I must just remember when closing up for the night, I unplug everything so I don't drain the start battery. And that's the fuse for the start battery. In terms of the noise inside the cab, roof rack I can do absolutely nothing about. And I don't know if I can do anything about this. Watch this. Apart from put the heavy, really heavy bags right in the middle, that will go some way to solve it, but there are dozens of holes in the floor and they probably go all the way through. So we're going to have to seal those, and so we're getting noise coming straight up from the road. And because we've got 2 layers of steel on steel, all the vibration is being amplified by this. Because it's loose, it's being amplified. That I didn't expect when I bought the car. So I'm going to need a spanner to attach that to there, and then I run the cable from there, and obviously from the earth. I can wedge that in there like that, something like that, or there, and then run the cable. Now one must remember, this is temporary. It's just got to get us down to Cape Town, and not particularly difficult rough roads, but that's its job. I can't help making comparisons between this and the Range Rover. The distance I have to drive with this is approximately half of that, and the Range Rover mechanically needed some work, which we did, and the crossing was successful. This needs I think, no mechanical work to get us across safely. But cosmetically, I mean, the passenger seat is broken. The tilt mechanism is broken. There are only 3 bolts of the 4 holding it down. 2 of them the threads have been stripped, so the whole seat is actually moving. I wanted to find one for the 4th missing mounting hole, and I found the seat mounting bolt. It is the seat. It's not just any old bolt that I've taken. So it is the seat mounting bolt, and somebody had fixed it to the seat belt. It's the same thread as the seat belt. So I took it off, but I can't get it in because the actual threads are messed. So Gwen is sitting on a broken seat. It's not very broken, but it's broken enough she cannot tilt it to a comfortable position. And honestly, without a workshop, I have to take the seat out, redo all of the threads, put the seat back. It's the only way to do it, and that's not something I'm going to be able to do between now and getting to our destination. What we've got here, and my conclusion is that a vehicle that actually has been abused. I mean, mechanically we've proven that it's pretty good still, but door latches and that kind of thing, it has been abused. It's had a hard life. These doors are both broken, but not badly broken. Something I better fix. The interior, but you know, everything I'm thinking now, everything that I'm going to do to the vehicle, I'm going to strip out anyway. And those parts that I need to spend a lot of money on to get right, well, I've got the team to help me. So parts of the vehicle I'm disappointed with, but the other side of it is I didn't pay much for it, and it's mechanically good, and it's a fantastic foundation.
We're taking a walk up to our Clarens' little local grocery store just to get something for lunch today.
Because we'll be on the road all day today.
Yeah, and we've been eating so much heavy cooked food since we left Perth. I just feel like some pate and a bread roll with some tomato for lunch, something light. Andrew, come, I found something. This is what we need. I found a shelf I've got some holy oil here. I can't read the label, but clearly, given the picture, this is some kind of love potion. But what really caught my eye was the tokoloshi oil. Now, a tokolosh is in African culture. He's a tiny little man, and he's got black hair, and he's terrifying. So in African culture, you will always see that the beds are put on bricks and a paint can. I don't know if that's still common in maybe the city areas, but out here in Clarens, clearly it is, because there's tokoloshi oil, which I'm assuming if you've got holy oil and tokoloshi oil, it's designed to keep away the tokoloshi. I can't imagine what Andrew's looking for. Sleep, more love potions, oh that's interesting. Another tokoloshi. Oh look, maybe if you're having troubles in the law, that will help you. Something to do with snakes. This looks like an angel coming to take you away. Oh, flies, maybe we should take some of that to Australia.
Oh, that's what I need. Cenopods. Oh dear, that'll do the trick. Really interesting, that little, those potions. I've not seen that before.
Yeah,
maybe
by the witch dock, by the Sangoma.
Yeah. You know,
Pity they didn't have a Ratley car one.
This troop carrier is the perfect example of how basic this vehicle is. And I will, over the next year or so, show you how good it can become. At the moment, it's suffering from all its challenges. Access is difficult. I can only get in from the back, not from the sides. This particular one has the standard suspension, and it's tired. It has an air conditioning, which I'm grateful for, because it's summer here in South Africa. but it's incredibly noisy inside. The great big cavern inside, like a cave, the sound echoes, plus the rattling that I've mentioned earlier. And of course nowhere to put anything. There are no door pockets here at all. And so we, from the front, have to try and access stuff in the back. And I've put the fridge in there like that. You can see what I've done with the little Snowmaster. And that seat's broken, as I mentioned, and we will make the best of it. But the adventure, for me, the true adventure, starts now.